Hello and welcome back to Etruria. Right, as you can see, we are here sat with the helper in front of us. Unfortunately, the helper has gone home because we're skint for cash. Not entirely certain what happened. We had over £1,000 or €1,000, and then all of a sudden we were at none. I don't know if there were vehicle maintenance fees being paid by the helper. Kind of had a tinkering in the courseplay settings for that. But yeah, we are now underfunded once again, which means we will have to pull another loan because we have nothing else to do. We can, well, that's not entirely true. We can sell things, but I think in the long term, we'll get more out of just pulling a loan for now and then just paying it all off. I know it might not work out that way, but we do need to crack on with this job. So that's the very first thing we're going to do. And I know it seems silly, but we are going to need more money anyways because we'll probably have more of the loan spell. It's a vicious cycle of life, innit? So we will go and take... right, we'll put this one at 5 years, but we'll take another 50. See, that's mental. Can we put like 10 years or something and then pay it off sooner? I wonder if we can. Right, so my thinking is if we pay, so that's 496, if we do it over 5, so that's 1,000 a month, but we'll pay it off soon anyways. So, unless we don't, yeah, repayment amount with interest, so if we repay it sooner, then it won't be as bad, then we can, so we'll just do this one for now, it's 5, it's fine, we've done it. We've got the loan in. Take the loan. There we go. Right. So now at least we have some money that we can get the helper fired up again. We can hire a helper to crack on with this job. Hopefully they... let's see, are they... Yeah, they'll be fine. Okay, brilliant. The other thing we need to do is fuel. So before we get the roller in the field, I think the best thing to do would be to... Alright, we do need to return this as well. This is ready to go back to the shop to return them. Oh, also, as you can see, there are no apple pallets about, because I've painstakingly taken each apple out and put them in here myself. And this crate is still very light, but we'll probably have to shift it with the with something else. But anyways, at least they're all in there for now. That's fine. It was only 3,662 liters of apples, so it didn't even fill a full crate. So also I am recording this episode before the last episode is released, so as far as my idea of sort of an interim apple orchard gig, that's still up for debate, so please let me know your thoughts on that. If we have the right tractor, we can absolutely do it, and it could be quite profitable if we're making juice and the like. But for the little orchard that we have, it's all right. But again, it's not a massive space or anything, so I'm not too certain what to make of it, to be honest. But any suggestions, as I said before, would be very welcome. There is the distinct possibility we can actually make it to the cow farm. I mean, if we kept doing, we could do a whole other year of pasta, but the reason is I'd like to do something slightly different that we can still benefit from in the long run, by whether it's leasing or production. But the thing is, if we lease the... Alright, so here's my thinking about it. We have 2 productions leased now, which we have to lease for a year. If I keep that, we'll lease for a year, or lease the, for at least a year, the productions, and we'll have the juice factory, and we'll need the compost factory as well to produce all of our apple waste or juice waste or fruit waste or whatever it's called into compost, to then use for fertilizer, I think, and all that. So I'm still undecided about which avenue to take. I would like to get to the cow farm, obviously. That's been the goal for the longest time. But if we can have an interesting interim experience, then that might be the way to do it. But again, share your thoughts, please, and thank you. We do still have lots to get on before we're even considering making any sort of moves. Right now we're actually making moves to the shop because we need to get some sort of a little fuel tank of some kind to fill up. because I don't want to take the tractor out of the field, because I want it to crack on so that it can get that drilling done, because the drilling is going to take some time. So we've managed to ramble our way to the shop here, so let's just get sorted with some sort of I had a look at the options in the last episode, but now we'll have another proper look. We also need to shift some more pallets over at the pasta factory, so maybe when we get the helper set up with the roller, that's something we can look at then. Right, why am I looking in the sales? We don't have any money for that. Now, was it in MISC? I think it was. So this is fillable, but so is this. And I think this makes more sense. 1000% it makes more sense. And we can put milk in. That's kind of interesting. But we don't need to put it on. No, we definitely want this, because then this we can... Do you reckon we can just put that in the bed of the Fiat? We could probably just put it there and leave it there, to be honest. I see. So there's a small trailer. It says it can be attached to the bike trailer. I mean, for how inexpensive all that is, should we just buy the bike now? Because I was talking about the... I think so. I think it will, just for fun. It's not very expensive anyway, so it's really just for me, for fun. But I was on about how if we were to make a switch... Now, there's a couple of ways we could do this. We could get the apartment, live in it. We have it already, but we'd have the bicycle, so we could get to where we need to go. If we had a... Right, here's an idea. What if we were to... Here's another idea. Now, so one idea is to sell basically everything that we have at this farm. Everything. Maybe some of the kit as well, like tractors and such. Sell it all, and then focus on contract work in the interim. Doing various jobs, many different types of jobs to be able to earn what we need for the new farm. Because of course we'll have paid off the loan, but we'll also have sold all of our fields. And potentially kit as well. If we sell all of our tractors, right, then we'll get money in from that, and then we can use that money towards, the new farm, and then go from there with new tractors and new all things. Still possibly leasing things, but it really depends on the plan. The other option, so that's one option, is to just do contract work. Live out of the apartment. We've got the bicycle. We can run to the shop, get kit, go out and about, right? Lease everything. We have no own. We don't pay any maintenance fee, nothing, right? A very, very interesting way to earn a bit of extra cash to then eventually buy the cow farm. The other option I was mentioning in the last episode is to look into... an apple orchard. So I've just realized there's another massive one down here, but it's 1 million. There's one down here, but I don't know if that's big enough to supply a juice factory. I would be very hard pressed to imagine... funny juice joke. I'd be quite hard pressed to imagine this being enough for the factory. But that's an option too. The yield potential is not fantastic. But again, as I said, if we do buy these, we have the option, right, to sell them in the future. And if we were to lease out... Now, where was it again? I think it's here. The fruit juice factory. Then we could park kit that we... Like our kit here without selling everything. So we would need some tractors and such for these jobs. Or sell them all and just use a little... Actually, yeah, we could do that. We could sell all of the kit that we have and just buy orchard kit. So a smaller tractor. We'd only need the one for that job. We could keep the Fiat Ducato for loading and all. I think that could be an option. So those are two options. Do we sell up everything? Because the other thing, the third option, I suppose, is to just crack on with making pasta and all that. But again... it will effectively be the same thing again here, because we're basically maximizing our pasta production by putting in sort of the same crops. So when we harvest the wheat, which would be in August at the latest, we have the option to put in only really barley. So essentially we'd be going from wheat to barley, and then we'd have a whole other harvest to do at this farm with grain. Right, we haven't even finished drilling in this yet, and then there's a possibility of doing another 4 fields of barley. So I don't know if that's the route that I want to take, because I really only want to lease out the productions for 1 year, not 2. But that's an option as well. So we do have the option. We continue on. We do another year after this wheat of barley, and then turn that to pasta. We go for apple orchards, so possibly 2 of them. You know, I mean, if that's all we're doing, and we get those 2, right? It's not too far away from here. This one, so I mean, generally they're all in the same sort of area, anyways. But those could be 2 viable options. Those 2 fields, then using the production, of course, which is right here, and then eventually. Don't know where it is. Down here. Right, the compost mat is right there. Very close. So that's another option as well. So all in the south, and then eventually we'll go up to the north. So we're kind of bouncing around the map. If we do that, we'll be more in the south. We'll get an experience of different side of the map as well, which is always good. Contracts will allow us to go everywhere, but inevitably this is the final goal, is Farm C up here at the top. So yeah, those are the options. Apple orchard, contracts, or crack on with pasta. Now, the reason I don't necessarily want to do pasta again is because we've just done it and we're still doing it. But this would give us an option or an opportunity to do something a bit different until the next farm. At which point, for cow farming, it is quite hectic. There's also chickens and horses at Farm C, which means we will have a plethora of other things to do as well, not just pasta or just apples or just cows or just contracts. Do you know what I mean? So give me your thoughts on that, what you reckon for that. But in the meantime, we will, I think I will, because then if we do have the bicycle, then we can use the little fuel trolley without having to worry about the Ducato in the field and all that. So and it's a good excuse to buy something new when we don't have any money for it. So the Speedster, what is the difference? Is it quicker? It has to be. I'm not seeing a difference. We'll just go for that one for now. That's not fair to call that lady's bike. No reason a gentleman can't have that one. I do prefer this style. It seems more solid anyways. That's so you can have a dress on, I imagine. Be funny attire for a farm. Road weasel, wire donkey. I think that one's fine. Main colour. Kind of got a blue theme going on, you know, being in Italy and all. Well, that's a nice colour bike. It's a bit too bright blue, that. And actually, you know what? Let's see, is that like a darker brown? Might suit a bit better. Or even a darker blue? No. It would look better with, maybe if that was... What do we prefer? Road weasel or wire donkey? I quite like that one. It's not green. It seems too like contrasting if it was green. So there we go, £400. We've just bought a bicycle. We don't need it. Not in the slightest do we need that. But we also don't need this, which we're going to also buy. Might as well match it up with the bicycle, right? Is that what you do? Do you I've never owned a bicycle trailer, so I can't say for certain what. You know what? I think that is the option. Yeah. Go on then. Right, and then the final thing we need is the barrel module. So this we will be able to attach onto here. So this is all very inexpensive, just for fun, really. Right, let's let's fire up the engine. Oh, lovely. Lovely jubbly that. Let's have a light on. Oh, it does. Wow, nice bright light as well. Look at that. Look how much fun we're having. Right, this is me avoiding doing farm work, by the way. So let's crack on. Let's hook this up. I just want to see how it all looks. We should be able to lift all this into the Fiat. At least we brought this down. We don't have to ride the bicycle all the way back. Oh, brilliant. Now, this... Yeah, good. Now, I imagine the other way? Yeah, I imagine putting it the other way would make more sense. We'll just get it flipped around here. It's still quite heavy. Oh, craggy. Okay. Is that right? That looks good. Just make sure it's nice and secure. That doesn't look like it's on there properly. Maybe I've put it the wrong way. Oh. Yeah, I think the other way was right. Just fits a bit funny, that's all. Perfect. Just want to make sure it's on there nice. Why does it look funny? See the things I'll do to avoid doing farm work. Right. Perfect. You know what? I think we'll call that. It's looking good. I don't think we need the middle strap though. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Wait, attach. Oh. Right. So now it's attached. It literally attaches. Okay. We might as well still strap it in though. Oh no, we don't have to because it's attached. It's properly attached. There we go. So now what we need to do is we need to go. This is what I should have saved this for Vintage Survival. Maybe we still will. Maybe we will. Right. Anyways, let's get this loaded onto here because we do need to still go to the petrol shop before anything. And we'll get that disconnected. Actually, no, we'll get... there we are. So I'll put the bicycle in here. There we go. Get that strapped in. Perfect. Should be able to lift this. Oh my, it's heavier than I thought. Oh no, that's not on at all. I've broke it. Right, this is me assuming we won't have a lot of fueling need issues, but I think we're fine. Get that strapped in. Oh, does that not want to strap? Bit strange that. There we are. Brilliant. Strapped in, ready to go. So now we need to go to the petrol station, which is in the little village. We've passed it a handful of times, so we'll head there and we'll see you there shortly. Right, here we are at the petrol station. So we don't want to fill up the Ducato. I think... Oh wow, okay, we can actually get that filled up. Oh, it's filling very slowly. Right, this is because I do have, I believe it's because I have realistic refueling on. So that's probably why that takes bloody ages to refuel. Luckily, it's going down, well, the money's going down quicker than the fuel is going in, which as is reality. However, hopefully we can, hopefully we don't, it's not too bad. Anyways, we'll let it finish up and we will go to the farm. The helper has stopped because they do need a refueling, so I'm really hoping that this 200 litres is plenty to get them, at least, it should be enough to get them through the field, at the very least. Once we get them fired up again, we can at least get the roller started. If not, we can possibly start it ourselves. But nevertheless, let's finish up the fueling and we'll see you back at the farm. Alright, we have made it back to the farm, and as you can see, we are cycling our petrol to the tractor. Now, this might be a bit difficult to get onto the soil here. Oh, it's very, very handy bicycle, this. It's a bit dark out. Might as well get some lights on. Oh, look at our little trailer has lights as well. That's lovely. Okay, let's get this refueled. If we can. There's a very small chance that we can't. Oh wait, hang on. Actually, I think we need to turn on the barrel as well. Oh great. Should have just brought the bloody tractor to the... Might not be close enough here. Get it right in there. Should have just brought it down to the fuel, to the... They would have been quicker. Yeah, it's definitely not filling up. Oh, you know what? I wonder if there's... Right. Right. Not too certain. What's going on here? And why we can't fuel it up. Right, let me have a quick look at this and let's get this tractor fueled. Alright, luckily we found ourselves our fix straight away. Basically what we need to do is detach the barrel from here. That basically turns it on and activates the pump, in which we can, boom, fill up our tractor. So now we can get this job cracking again. Oh, let's just get the bicycle out the way. Oh my word. Right, so completely empty. No diesel left in there, but that's fine. We now have... Come on. We now have a diesel transport unit. And we have a bicycle as well. So it's like I'm basically setting up for the future of selling the farm. Basically being homeless. Well, not homeless, living out of the apartment. Which is quite lovely. Nice, really nice flat, that. But, yeah, then we could cycle to work every day. Cycle to the shop to collect various contract kit, or cycle to the orchard, our apple orchard. How lovely is that? Cycling to your Italian apple orchard. It just sounds so lovely. Maybe one day. Right, okay, let's... Actually, wait, let's park this, because I think we can park this particular... Can we park it? I can't. Oh, that's fine. Okay, no matter. So this is cracking on at least. I think just those little bits missed are weeds, actually. So I don't really have to worry about that. These bloody lights, mate. There we go. So I think we're going to hit a point with this job, which we do have to start, by the way. Oh, let's get round this pole first. We do absolutely have to get some rolling done, so I think that's what we're going to do. The other thing we have to do is load pallets. Now, I don't think the helpers missed any bits. I think everything's been sorted. So yeah, now that they're going up and down this way, we shouldn't have any missed bits at all, which means that the process of rolling has become that much easier. Now, I am in agreement with a commenter that I can't remember. Sorry, who it was. Oh, look at that. Why is that? Why has that happened? Wait, does it show as not rolled? I'm just curious before we... Weird. That's very strange. We'll look at it again later and see if that's changed. Come on. Come on, Landini. We're going downhill. We need as much momentum as we can gather. What are you doing? Right. So, a comment said, it seems a waste to roll. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Here's my thinking. One, you do get the extra bonus of the yield. Does it equal to enough? Is it worth it to lease out a roller every harvest? I think if we use it, if we're leasing out one roller and we're doing 4 fields that will bring in a lot of wheat, I think it could be worth it. Also, as I've said before, I'm a big fan of how it looks. I think it just makes the field look nicely done, sorted. Personally, I do love the aesthetic of a rolled field, but that is such a minor thing. What's happening here again? Right, that there is... Oh, are the weeds not going to get rolled in? Well, it doesn't matter, actually, at this point, because we need to get it done. We just need to crack on with it. This is another reason why I think as well that as much as I've said that I don't sort of like min-max, which I don't, I really don't try to, but I feel like I'm doing that with this pasta operation, which is a reason why I feel I need to switch it up. Because it does feel a bit too like, okay, well, we have to do this now to... Oh, there's a misbits there, but that's fine. It feels like, oh, we have to get this... we have to get all this done, and we have to get it exactly right, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's taken away from what I'm trying to do. Even though it is making money to earn our way, I just feel like I'm trying to rush the process a bit. Which is why I want to try something a bit different. Whether it's something completely different, like contract work, right? Selling up everything, right? And then when we get to the new farm, buying all new kit. Not that we own any kit, basically buying new tractor, which I kind of wanted to do anyways. Not to necessarily replace the Fiat, but anyways, who knows? Maybe there are options of you. Maybe we don't have to sell the Fiat as well, and we can use it, or we can at least keep it. Right? It's only worth about 40,000, so in the grand scheme, we could hang on to it. And then, yeah, we can possibly get a front loader fitted to it if we needed like one tractor to move a few things. And then we could focus on contracts or orchards. Like I said, we have options there, but as far as this goes, I don't know if I want to do another 4-field pasta operation. We could put in other crops, but I just feel like at this point we might as well try something a bit different as well to also earn in the cash that we need to buy the cow farm. So again, I know I've rambled about it this episode, last episode, but please do share your feedback. In the meantime, let's see how far we get with this rolling time lapse. Alright, well, as you can see, we really didn't get very far with the rolling. I mean, not terribly, but we did at least get a couple rounds of the headland. The Landini really does struggle going uphill, or any sort of incline at all is a struggle. Now, I've also realized why the certain parts aren't rolling. It's because of the tram lines that are in, which are full of weeds, because that ground was never cultivated. It doesn't seem to be much of ground at all, because even with the direct drill, I thought they would be dealt with, but I should have noticed before that they are not. Not entirely certain why, but that's neither here nor there. It really doesn't matter all that much, really. Yeah, be a bit of weeds in. We'll clear those out once we clear the weeds out for the field itself. However, I do think that is it for the rolling for us for now. We might just have to wait until the Fiat is done the field drilling, and then put the Fiat onto the roller. But again, this is not something that I intend on continuing on with again and again and again, because we had this job going in the last episode and this episode, so I do not think that we will be doing this again in the next one. Next episode, I mean. Next month, we have no choice. We can't be. We have to be done today. So I reckon that this last bit here will probably get done between the end of this episode and the beginning of the next one overnight. Essentially, it's going to be a late night to get all of it done, but we have to get it done. So, and as you can see, it's going very slow on the rolling. I think I even missed a bit to my right because of the tram lines throwing me off. But I do just want to have a quick look here as soon as we're lined up nicely. There we are. Yeah, missed that a little bit right there. And then, yeah, so that's the part that's... Yeah, there's lots to do. There's a lot. There's a lot going on with this field. We could... Actually, you know what? You know what, though? I think maybe for the best it would be to crack on with it in the next episode. I know I've just literally said that I wouldn't, but the thing is, it's not like we don't have things to do. So, and I don't want to just remove all of the content of this field, but it's just nighttime is a bit difficult with the time lapse and so we shall see. I mean, ideally we could even have load some pallets and that while we're allowing this to finish up. Over at the pasta factory, but yeah, I think what we might do is let a majority of it finish and kind of see where we are with it. I'll follow along with the drill for a bit, but yeah, these nighttime time lapses can be a bit difficult to see as well, and it's just such a big bloody job. You know, it's a more undertaking than I could have imagined, especially with a 4-meter drill. That's on me. So yes, in the future we could upgrade to have a bigger drill and bigger tractor and everything. But considering that we weren't, this wasn't the long term of the series, that's why I didn't really want to invest too heavily straight away in all of that kind of kit, because I knew that this was going to be temporary to get us to the cow farm. But yeah, it's still a slog in the meantime, but it will be worth it, which again leads me back to why I'd like to change things up within the series, something completely different. Until inevitably we do own the cow farm. So again, feedback on that would be absolutely amazing. Orchard, contracts, or pasta, what do you reckon? We've already done pasta. This will be the second. We're drilling in for the second go of pasta. So do we do it thrice? Do we do it a third time? Or do we venture on to something else before something else? Which I'm still quite keen to look into. But we have options, so please do let me know your thoughts. But yeah, we are cracking on, and to be honest, the Fiat is really cracking on now, getting away from us here, so that's really good. But I will crack on with this for the meantime. I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. A bit manic, but at least we got petrol or diesel rather into the Fiat. We did get a bicycle, so we're kind of preparing for riding a bicycle around the map potentially. We'll see exactly what happens, but we did get a diesel in, which was the priority for that tractor, and then of course finishing the drilling. So yeah, hopefully it all goes well, and then the rolling as well, but so far so good. So yes, I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have done, cheeky thumbs up always does help out the channel, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Till the next one though, please do take care, and bye for now.